morning.
Good morning.
With me is Mr. Kirato Edward. Today we will not have the normal guidance and counseling. We are going to have BBI talk and the history talk, focusing on BBI to prepare you for the next debate. So it is good for us to listen to him so that when we go to debate on BBI, we are aware of what it is. And I think this is our civic responsibility to inform you students how the world is moving and also to be part of it, so that when people discuss, you don't just say, hii kitu ni mzuri, hii kitu ni mbaya. You know why you are saying so. So with us this morning, it's my pleasure and singular honor to invite Mr. Kirato. How are you, sir? Karibu.
I want to welcome all the students to our today's guidance and counseling session. And today we want to talk about matters BBI, the famous Building Bridges initiative. That is one of the key political agendas. When you open your TVs, you watch news, you'll always hear about our politician, our political leaders, our president, the opposition chief talking about the BBI. And therefore, as students, you know you are part and parcel of this country. And most of you in the next 2 or 3 years, you'll also be participating in political activities. And therefore, you see education is something that is supposed to prepare you to become a functional citizen, an all-rounded citizen, not just to feed you with academic material, but make you a functionable member of the society that will be able to relate with others, either socially, economically, and politically. So talking of matters, BBI is not something that is far-fetched or displaced. It is something that is supposed to prepare you to become a responsible citizen of Kenya. And I just want to pick from where our director has left, where he was telling you it is his civic duty to inform you these things. Remember, as a Kenyan citizen, whether you are below 18 years or above 18 years, there is something in Chapter 4, the Kenyan Constitution has given you. We have a very comprehensive Bill of Rights. And within that Bill of Rights, some of the rights and freedoms actually protected by the Constitution and given to you are the civic and the political rights. When we talk about the political rights, we are talking of the right to vote, the right to form a political party, the right to join a political party, and the right to participate in the activities of our political parties. And those rights do not stop there. They further provide the right for a Kenyan citizen to vote during elections in a free, fair, credible, and a verifiable election. So being a Kenyan citizen, these are some of the things that the Constitution has given you. And as we prepare you to become citizens, it is therefore important that you also participate and be part and parcel of the Kenya political and constitutional reform. Remember again, one of the responsibilities of a good citizen, it is to participate in national debates, whether it is at the chief barazas, in hotels, on matatus or wherever. As a good citizen, you are supposed to give your input. Public participation, I don't know whether you've heard about public participation, participating in national debates, so that you can even be able to direct this conversation on the issues that this conversation should be dealing or talking about. So it is not therefore by default to talk about constitutional changes. In fact, this is in your syllabus. For those of you who do history and government, there is a whole topic, and I actually taught it here, about constitution and constitution making, where we even looked at the amendments that have been done to the Kenyan constitution. So today, as we look at the BBI, we want to put this conversation in this sense, that BBI is part and parcel of the Kenyan history of constitution making and constitutional amendments. And the process of making the Kenyan constitution did not start today. It didn't start with the BBI. This has been a process that even began before independence. We had the Lenox constitutional amendments of 1944 that recommended that the Colonial Council of Ministers also consist of African ministers. And because of that constitutional amendment of 1944, before we acquired independence, the one I'm calling the Lenox constitutional amendment, we had the first African being appointed as a minister. He was called B.A. Ohanga as the Minister for Community Development. So that is where our journey for constitution making and constitutional changes began, way back in 1944. So that in 1948, there was another amendment where, through that amendment, it was called the Lenox-Boyd Constitutional Amendments. We saw Africans being nominated to the LEGICO, that is the Legislative Council, and we had a guy called Eliud Madhu being nominated, being the first African to sit in the LEGICO. The LEGICO today can be compared to our parliament.